Hey there, we're Shannon and Jerry Arner, your hosts of the Arner Adventures podcast.
We're a minimalist couple driven by intentional living and adventure.
Burned out from the 24/7 grind of running our business, we traded the hustle and the bustle for something more meaningful.
We parted ways with most of our belongings and moved to the coast.
Listen along as we chat about life's challenges, share inspiring stories of those who have taken big leaps to live a life outside of the norm,
and help you live with more intention and less physical and mental clutter.
Each episode is a step toward doing and being just a little bit better for ourselves and the world around us.
Life's an adventure after all. Join us for the ride.
It's the Arner Adventures podcast. Well, everybody out there, why don't you sit down with me, grab a cup of coffee, and Shannon, and...
Grab a cup of coffee and Shannon. Don't grab me.
Oh, well, I didn't quite phrase that right. You know, it's still the AM hours for us.
For us recording it.
Yeah, so...
And you need some more coffee, apparently.
Yeah, so...
Grab a cup of coffee.
Sit down with Shannon and myself and have a little conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little
There
better.
we go.
There we go.
Well, we hope you're all doing well out there, whatever day you're listening to this. We appreciate you being here, of course.
That's right.
We never go without our appreciation of you being here. So we hope that our conversations are helpful for you, whatever it is. Even if you take a little tiny nugget, not our cat nugget,
Right.
a little tiny nugget of, helpful information, because, per usual, we're usually talking about things that we have experienced, we are currently working on or have been working on. And today is just a really lovely topic that I think is going to be really helpful for some.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The lost art of wandering without an itinerary.
I mean, in today's society, travel, doing anything, visiting a new place, it's like we research everything and we have an itinerary before we get there. It's like we don't want to be lost. I mean, when we're talking about lost, we don't mean lost where you can't get out of something or you can't get to a safe place. We just think that it's a lost art of people who don't just say, let me just wander and see where the road takes me, Yeah. We just save everything to a map and just build it and then just do it and try to keep up with that plan. And look, we love researching a destination or knowing where we're going to stay and all of that stuff. But there's a difference in having the plan and just kind of wandering and existing. And so why don't we talk about what wandering means, like what we're talking about, Jer?
Well, let's do that. Yeah, it means exploring without making a destination the entire point. It's all about the journey, right? So wandering is a good way just to really think more about the journey and not so much where you need to end up at. You might leave your hotel and choose a direction and see where the streets take you, which I love doing.
We
stuff like
love
that.
that. We love that.
Yeah, might walk through a neighborhood because you like the architecture. Stop at a local bookstore. I recommend Women and Women First. Or sit at a cafe longer than planned.
Yeah, I mean, there can still be a general route or a meeting point,
Yeah.
a few things you hope to see, but wandering doesn't require abandoning all common sense, getting lost in an area that's going to be unsafe like we talked about, 3 towns over without a phone charger. We just mean, let's leave some room for curiosity.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere along the way we stopped wandering. Our phones have removed so much of the uncertainty. I think of New York in this sense because I've probably traveled to New York by myself more than anywhere else by myself. And the city is somewhere that there are nooks and crannies. There are so many places you can get lost. And I love that feeling, but I always have the safety of my phone to be like, am I in an okay area? Or, not getting too far off the well-traveled path there. But it is really great to sort of wander into places and wander onto streets that you've never been on and experience things. And we just think that, you probably can relate that we always just hit the destination on our phone and take the fastest route and just get there. And so we want you to consider experiencing things a little bit more by adding a little chance to it, Wondering is choosing a restaurant that maybe you don't even know anything about, or walking somewhere where there doesn't have to be a famous landmark. So we just feel like the best travel moments aren't always the ones that are planned.
Also the phone can be a help in that way too, because for instance, I'll on the Google Maps, I'll hit avoid highways when I'm traveling from here in the mountains back to Cary, and Cary, North Carolina, for all those who don't live in North Carolina. So that's about a little less than 3 hours away, and by hitting avoid highways, it adds somewhere from 45 minutes to an hour onto the trip. Well worth it. It takes me going directly there on the interstate to doing back roads, and then that feels more like a journey than so much just focus on a destination and getting on that interstate and going. So it can work that way too.
Yeah.
With the phone can help you make it more. But back to what we're saying, it can also be, the phone can be kind of a crutch, I think, where you're just used to getting relying on it for everything and missing what's in between, the in between stuff. Yeah.
So
hey, you've reached a certain age when you're excited to talk about your toilet.
oh man, and somehow that's where we are.
But seriously, one of our favorite upgrades in the house has been our Uncle Brown smart toilet.
Or as we call him, Uncle Brown, our favorite uncle.
The funny part is, when we moved and started making this place our own, the walls weren't even finished, but somehow one of the first things we installed was a smart toilet.
Priorities and truth.
Exactly. And now I can't imagine going back.
I mean, it has a heated seat, automatic flushing, a built-in bidet. It's one of those things that you don't even realize you're going to appreciate until you use it every day, and multiple times every day.
It's a little luxury multiple times every day, but one that makes everyday life better.
Which is kind of our thing, right? I mean, we don't need bigger or fancier. We just love things that make life easier and more comfortable.
You darn tootin', and everyone we tell about Uncle Brown says, okay, I need to know more about this toilet.
Right? Yeah. I mean, they're in our DMs. They're everywhere. Just tell us more about this toilet.
Yeah.
Well, we're telling you more about it.
Yeah.
Nobody expects the toilet to become a conversation starter.
No, but it is. Here we are.
If you've been curious about smart toilets or Uncle Brown and want to spoil yourself a little bit, head over to arnerventures.com/Uncle Brown to check out the one we're using and grab our discount.
Yeah, trust us. Once you've experienced the heated seat, there's no going back.
And yeah, we're really out here recommending toilets on a podcast.
Welcome to Arner Ventures.
Think about the travel stories that you tell most often. Are they all about the attraction you reserved 3 months ago? Or the roadside stop that you went and took a picture inside the sombrero.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the person you met at a bar. Some of our favorite moments are the ones that are completely unplanned and happen between the plans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
During our recent trip to Charleston, South Carolina, we had places to be and things we wanted to do, but some of the best moments were walking kind of the streets and stopping for a local beer at the Griffin, and just taking our time rather than going towards the next landmark or the thing that everybody goes to see. It's like we weren't trying to see all of Charleston in one weekend. We just wanted to spend and enjoy our time there. Yeah,
that's right. And in a case like that, that was a divey little pub that might not jump out as much as more of a mainstream, maybe chain type of pub restaurant thing, but that was really cool. It happened to be right by our hotel too, so
yeah,
walked out the door, it's like, hey, there's a cool little place.
Yeah.
And and wandering helps you notice a place. Yeah, you notice a lot of things. You listen to a lot of sounds. You hear conversations, and people might mention things that you pick up on.
Yeah.
Especially you hear a lot of conversations.
I'm an unintentional eavesdropper.
Yeah. So wandering changes a lot of things. There's when you're just wandering and you don't have, or not so set with the blinders on to get into a specific place, you can call a lot of audibles, to use sports terms, and you get up to the line of scrimmage and you see the terrain has changed, and you go, oh, let's do something else. And
That's a good
yeah,
good analogy.
I love sports analogies. Yeah, you begin noticing old signs, interesting houses, tiny gardens, public art, neighborhood parks, and businesses you wouldn't have searched for online. Online, it's
Well, remember yesterday we were wondering a bit,
mhm.
and we saw that little bookstore that we didn't know about.
Yeah, yeah,
And they had $1 books, like used books. And
yeah. They
we've
did.
never heard of that. We've never really seen it. It was just a tiny little bookstore in the midst
Yeah,
of a little downtown area.
and I might not have looked for it either, but
No,
there it was. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So wandering creates space for local conversations too. A packed itinerary doesn't leave much room for unexpected conversations. If you're wondering, you can ask the bookstore employee what they recommend, or talk to somebody at the restaurant suggesting something, or somebody beside you suggesting something.
Yeah.
It's like they don't need to become huge. You may never see that person again, which
Mm-hmm.
ideally you won't.
Yeah.
But a local recommendation often leads to more personal experience than another 10 best of, list of anything.
Uh-huh.
When you talk to people, it helps the destination feel like a community, rather than just a TripAdvisor list that you put together and was like, I need to hit the top 10 things.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I think if you're in a downtown area like we were yesterday, it's dotted with small businesses, and I think a lot of times if you ask someone, they want to support the other small businesses that are around them. I think there's usually a tight sense of community with
Mm-hmm.
local small business owners, especially in a little downtown or a big downtown, and
Yeah.
they're going to tell you, oh, this place is the best, or if you want this, you go there, and you get a lot of that. Whereas opposed if you went to a big box store and asked somebody something, they might go, I don't know, I just drive from home to this big box store to work, and I don't really know.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah.
something to
So
think about.
wandering also takes the pressure off travel. So if you're like us, and we do travel a lot, and a lot of it is for business, and there are things we know we need to do, right? But
Hmm.
part of what we do, which is wonderful, that why we enjoy this life so much, is that we do have time that we can do whatever we want to do. And so the wandering part takes the pressure off of the things that, oh, everybody is going to do this thing. Well, let's not. Let's go and find the little hidden gems that we didn't know about. Or it's like when you stop worrying about, missing that famous attraction, you just sort of let loose more. It's like, oh, okay, but everybody sees that. Everybody knows where that is.
Hmm.
The mindset of hitting everything can really leave you exhausted in travel, and it's taken us years to realize that.
Yeah.
When I'm saying Charleston because it was the last trip we just went on.
Hmm.
When we went to Charleston, there were a lot of things that we could have done to cover the city.
Yeah.
But we decided, number one, it was the hottest time of the year to be there.
Yeah.
And it was slowing us down for real.
Hmm.
But we did wander more around that area and found things that we probably wouldn't have found because we would have been trying to go in the greater part of Charleston to hit up all the things.
Yeah.
It's like when you wander, it leaves more room, right? It's just
Hmm.
you don't necessarily have to stay somewhere longer to experience it. It can be a short visit, and it just takes it to an approach that feels less like work and hitting the list and covering the to-do list rather than just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, it helps too in that case. Like we're fortunate to be in a hotel right in the middle of the downtown. So really you don't have to wander too far. You can just go a couple blocks this way, a couple blocks that way, and you're going to find a lot of neat things in a case like that.
Yeah.
And that's really neat. And we are in a fortunate position too, where we do travel with our business and we travel a lot. So you get to tweak the things you value and all that. And I think it's a lot of times when people, with most, maybe you can only travel like, once a year in the summer. It's such an event that you think, I got to fill these days with so
Yeah.
many things.
I got to get it all in.
Which is understandable,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be a little exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure to that.
There is a lot of pressure to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So wandering is different from being unprepared, right?
mhm.
It doesn't mean ignoring safety like I was talking about. You still want to be smart, It doesn't mean ignoring the weather, the transportation, or the basic realities of travel. You can book your accommodations, research the area, all that stuff. But we just think of that stuff as like a framework. The things that are musts. You got to make the flight. You got to figure out when you get there, how are you going to get around? Yeah, you should plan for those things. But you know where you're beginning, you know where you need to end, but anything else in between it, just kind of keep it more flexible. Keep it in a way that the freedom really allows you to enjoy that location more without turning the day into a pressured chaos.
Yeah, that's right. And in wondering too, I think a lot of times sport you slow down, you open up to all the senses. It's not just what you're seeing on the way, it's what you're hearing and what you're smelling, especially. Especially like in the downtown, you get all those great smells of, bakeries or restaurants or whatever. Or touching or whatever, the whole thing, you really just slow down, open up to all the senses, engage them all. Taste too. After you smell that good food, you shell out a few bucks and you taste some things.
That's true.
So how to wander without making travel stressful. I think a lot of you that was probably your next question. If wandering doesn't come naturally to you, you don't need to hand over the entire vacation to chance. Start with a few hours. It aligns with what we call the slow travel.
So the first thing you can do is choose one anchor for the day. Place one main activity, reservation, or destination, and then just let the rest of the day form around it, right? That anchor can give you the day direction without controlling every minute.
Yeah, that's a good way you can even do that at home, Number 2 is pick a walkable area. Choose a downtown district, a waterfront, a main street, or a neighborhood where you can comfortably explore. You don't need to know every business in advance. You'll get to know them when you're exploring. Having a general idea of the area is enough. Walking is ideal, but biking and public transportation can also help you see more of a place without speeding past everything between stops.
Right. Number 3 is stop searching for the best. The internet wants us to find the best coffee, the best lunch, all those lists, the top 10 best things about, New York City or whatever. Sometimes good is good enough. Try the cafe that looks welcoming on your walk. Enter the store with the interesting window. Choose the local restaurant where people appear to be enjoying themselves. Everything doesn't have to be the top-rated choice.
Number 4, follow what interests you. If you see a side street lined with old houses, walk down it. That's a favorite of mine. If you pass a bookstore, go inside that bookstore. If music is coming from somewhere nearby, find out, what's happening. It might be a fun event. Live music is always fun. Wandering works when you allow your attention to guide you. You don't have to justify why something interests you. Curiosity is enough, and then you might find a new interest.
That's right. Number 5, keep your phone available for safety, but put it away. So your phone, of course, is useful when you don't know where you are. You need it for safety, check-in business hours, whatever, but it doesn't need to be in your hand for the entire walk. And I'm saying that out of experience. I often have like my crossbody and my phone in my hand. And I don't need to do that once I sort of get settled. I can pull it out when I need it. The goal isn't to reject technology or your phone. It's to prevent that screen from becoming your entire view of the place. I feel like sometimes, especially when you're solo traveling, if you're sitting down to eat or something, we pull out our phones to sort of fill that awkwardness of being somewhere alone like that. And if you just put it away, you really get to know your area so much better. You experience the food better, the coffee, whatever it is. Have it, be smart, but you don't need to have it be your focus.
Yeah, that's true. And I know it is an impulse to grab the phone. For everybody nowadays, because we all have a phone, and that's just the impulse. There's some a moment here where you don't know what to fill it. Well, how
grab
are you
your
gonna fill
phone.
it? You're gonna grab that darn phone, and grab that phone and look up a sports score from 1992 or something.
Right. Right.
Anyway, number 6. know how you're getting back. That's
I mean,
important.
this is where the phone comes in handy.
That's where the phone comes in handy. Yeah, you got to balance these things out. It's make it work for you as well. Before wandering, note the name and address of your hotel, where you parked, remember the type of car you're driving, or which public transportation route you need.
Right. It could be a subway. It
That's
could be,
right.
oh, how did I get here? What subway system did I get here on?
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention how far you've walked.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes you can go off of your gut. If it feels unsafe, turn around.
Yeah.
I have done that plenty of times.
Yeah.
My gut does not steer me wrong.
Yeah.
I know when I usually know when I'm in an unsafe area and just turn around. Spontaneity is great,
Yeah.
but common sense, really reigns supreme.
Yeah, that's true. And especially in a big city, things can change quickly from block to block.
Yes.
And if you're looking at your phone while you're walking or just not paying attention, you can all of a sudden end up, oh, this block was different than the last one. And I don't mean in a good way.
Right.
And you might have to turn around quickly. You can wander close to home too. It's we do a little bit of that. It's not just for vacations. In fact, it may be more valuable after moving to a new town, or when your long-time hometown has started feeling a little bit too familiar. Choose a new street. You've never walked, or you could drive down a new street coming home or something. Yeah. Visit a nearby downtown without making a list of things to do. Just stroll and wander. It's a favorite of mine. Bike a local greenway and stop somewhere for lunch. We did that recently, and that was all kinds of good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Browse the farmer's market or sit in a neighborhood coffee shop after you've bought a coffee, of course.
Yeah.
Don't just sit in there without buying anything. You don't need to cross the country to experience somewhere with fresh eyes. Sometimes the best local adventures begin when you stop saying there's nothing here to do and give yourself time to look around.
Right. Let the place surprise you. We will always make travel plans. There's restaurants we want to try. There's attractions we're going to want to see, right? But the goal here isn't eliminating those things, is to leave some breathing room inside of it. Wandering gives a destination the chance to be more than that version that you've researched online. It allows for unexpected conversations, unplanned stops. Sometimes there's moments that become your favorite ever because you didn't even know that it was going to be part of the story.
Mm-hmm. The point of wandering isn't to get nowhere. It's to stop treating every minute like it owes us something. If this episode resonated with you, or if you know of someone who would benefit from what we talked about, please share it with a friend.
It's a great way of supporting the podcast, and we really appreciate it.
Another way of supporting the pod is by leaving us a 5-star review or rating on the platform you are listening to us on.
And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That also supports us. You can always find us, the show notes, and sponsors who support the podcast at arneradventures.com.
And until next time, enjoy the journey you're on. We're wishing you lots of adventures.
Bye-bye.